Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday evening. This is Stamp It Up with Jaimie. I'm so happy to have you here with me tonight. If you're watching the replay either on my blog or Facebook or even catching this on YouTube, thanks so much. This is my Wednesday night Facebook Live. If you have any questions, certainly let me know. Tonight, I'm really excited about tonight's card. We get to play with puff paint, which is just so much fun. It's something new to the holiday catalog. And we're also going to be playing with the Peaceful Boughs bundle. And I'm just bringing up comments here so it's a little easier for me to follow along. Okay, so here we go. And honestly, my inspiration today came straight from the catalog. If you open up your holiday catalog, okay, if you go to page 15, you're going to find the bundle. Here's the stamp set. Here's the coordinating dies, and then you have the bundle information up here in the corner. Hi, Linda. Thank you. Good evening, Terry. And I was really inspired by this project here. It's actually not a card. It's like a gift little box, like pillow box. And I was really inspired by it. And you're going to see it kind of reflected in my card tonight. But I took the idea from a project and I kind of translated it into a card. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Karen. Good evening. Hello. So like I always say, if you have something new and you're not quite sure what to do with it and you're having a hard time finding inspiration, go to your catalog, see what Stampin' Up! Used it, and kind of go from there. Hi, Sandra. Hello. So here's our card. Let me show you the bundle for a second. Let me start off. Here's the stamp set. Again, Peaceful Boughs. This is from the 2019 Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. Great, beautiful boughs that can either be colored or with markers or with watercolor pencils or whatnot. Some great sentiments. There's a great outside one here, and I'm always looking for a good sentiment for the inside of a card, especially a Christmas card. So I really like this. Couple pine cones and like this kind of splatter or so. Hi, Lori from Minnesota. Oh, you got them today? Oh, good. I'm so glad. Yay! How exciting. So the coordinating dies are called Beautiful Boughs dies. And they look like this. Now, I'm not sure this is how it comes because I pretty much had all the dies taken out and then it was like a puzzle trying to get them to fit back here. But you have a couple of die cuts. You'll cut the outside as well as an inside of a pine cone and then a couple like label things. That's a technical term. Label things. And we are using a bunch of dies with tonight's card. So let's just get right ahead, jump right to it. My card base tonight is soft suede. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 8 1/2. And there we go. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is heat emboss a couple of the pine images. So I'm going to use, this is the bigger of them. I'm going to use that one. I think I used that one up here, or maybe I used that one down here. I used one on the top and one on the bottom. And then that's the other one I'm using. It's kind of like the middle. There's a biggest, bigger, and big. So kind of like 3 sizes. For my white embossing, I'm going to use the biggest and then like the middle one here. And I think I did this one on top, the medium on top and the large one on the bottom. It doesn't really matter. You could kind of go crazy and do it all the way around. And actually, I kind of considered it because as I was trying to think about how I wanted to position the die cut boughs, I thought, oh, maybe I should have embossed the other side of it. But I was really inspired by that one picture in the catalog, and they only had the embossing on just the one side. So let me get all the goodies out. We're going to emboss in white. So I need white embossing powder. I'm always afraid when I open that lid, it's just going and go everywhere. So I open it kind of slowly. I already went over it with the embossing buddy. That's to get rid of all of our static. And so I'm just going to ink up in the Versamark and stamp. And ink up in the Versamark and stamp. The Versamark really does stay wet and gives you plenty of time to be able to sprinkle it now with the embossing powder. If you were concerned that maybe it would dry up, you could do one sprinkle, then the other one, but we're good. And I gotta find my lid for that. Now, I did wipe it with the Embossing Buddy. It does get rid of a lot of the static, but I'm going to do it off camera, but I also like to kind of flick the back of it. That really gets rid of any excess powder that might be lying on your card, and then just kind of give a quick breath and it goes away. Okay, so I'm just going to heat this with my heat tool. And we are going to need the heat tool for the puff paint as well, so don't put it away. Keep it out. You need it handy. Heat it till it goes glossy. Once it goes glossy, you know you're done. Doesn't take too long. And we might be, really just make sure that it's all, yeah, we're good. All dried. If not, once you touch it, it'll just go away. The powder will just smudge. Okay, so where's my example? So that's our white. These kind of white guys in the background. Let's now do our little tag here. I'm using the larger of the two tags that come with the dies. Let me show you them. So I'm using this one here, although there is like a smaller, more narrow version of it, but I am using the bigger of the two. Oh, and I just realized I didn't get the ink pad out. I originally had stamped it in Cherry Cobbler, and I like Cherry Cobbler because it's more of like a country feel to it. However, I really wanted to use this ribbon. So I actually had to go back, pull the old one off, and I did a new one in Poppy Parade. So that's what we're going to do. Poppy Parade, and I'm stamping the season's greetings. Hopefully this comes, I should do my little trick. So what I would suggest to do is to stamp and then cut it out. But for sake of not having to cut out on camera, I did it ahead of time. But hopefully this is straight. If not, I'll have to do it again. Oh, we're good. Okay. So again, that's in Poppy Parade, the sentiment. And, oh, I didn't get this one out. Sorry for my arm. The Mossy Meadow is what I stamped. There's a little bit of the smallest bow, and that goes right at the top. Again, this is pulling inspiration right from the catalog. I think they might have stamped off on this one because it is like definitely a lighter shade, but I liked it full strength. So there's our tag. Isn't that really fun with like these kind of diamonds? I just think it's very different, kind of fun. Really, really loved it. Okay, so next I took Mossy Meadow cardstock and I used the large die. I cut one out of that. The medium die, I cut one out of that, and then one out of the small guy. And depending on how many you want, that's how many you cut out. Like if you want a lot of greenery, just keep cutting. If you don't want that many, then don't cut as much. Oh, it's so fun, Terry. It's just a different, it's not a square, it's not a circle. I mean, it's a rectangle, but it's got really these different, like the curved corners and then these diamonds. It's just different. I'm always up for something different, so I thought that's a lot of fun. And what I'm going to do is take my adhesive and, well, you know what? Hold on. Where is my, I use just plain old snail on my card, but I did find that the pines were kind of lifting a little. So let's go ahead and use tear and tape. I love tear and tape. It's like my go-to when I want to make sure anything really, really sticks. I get out the tear and tape. Oh, thank you, Lori. So I know my center here is going to be covered with that tag that we just made. So I can just kind of plop my adhesive down pretty much anywhere. The tear and tape is just like a sticker. So you put the one side down and then kind of peel the top of it off. Super easy. But this stuff will hold anything down. It's great for your 3D projects. Anything that requires a little bit more oomph. Actually, I think I didn't do it this, did I do? Oh, maybe I did. I'm forgetting where I put what. So I put the bigger of the guys on the top. And then these little guys, I wanted one kind of coming out the side. And then this guy, oh, I'm going to need another piece that's a little lower. What did I do with it? Oh my goodness, oh, here it is. I'm like, I just had it. What did I do with it? I need one a little bit lower, but I want to make sure it's hidden. Oh yeah, I got plenty of space. I can put another one. I guess I could have put the tear and tape on the bow and then do it that way, but I'm doing it kind of backwards. And then I want this guy, I think kind of like that. So again, however you wish to put them down, go for it. It doesn't matter too much, kind of whatever looks right to you. And again, making sure your tape is kind of hidden, and it's fine. So when I put my, of course we got to use dimensionals, of course. What would a card be without some sort of dimensionals? Actually, you know what I did? Will that be covered? Yeah, I actually broke this bow off because I wanted to put a dimensional there. I forgot I did that, like that. Will that be enough to cover? Maybe another one right there. I'm all out of my mini dimensionals, or else I'd probably load it up with more mini dimensionals. Okay, so peel them. And try, well, I went straight on, kind of like dead center. So hopefully that's straight. Now here's the thing. I think that's really pretty, just kind of like as is. So if you don't happen to have the puff paint, or maybe the ribbon, or whatever, maybe you just kind of want a simpler card, I really think that's kind of pretty, like just like that. I really like that a lot. However, I wanted to kind of take it one more step, and so we did the puff paint, which is right here behind my water bottle. So this is how it comes. It's called the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. You will need a heat tool when you're using this. And if you turn it over and you read the directions, it does say to shake well before using. So give it a little shake. And then it says apply in a thin line, then heat with a heat tool to puff the paint. So when you put it on, it's going to look literally like you're spreading milk. That's exactly what it's going to look like. And it kind of, once you, and I'm going to do it for you, you're going to see it, but once you bring the heat tool to it, it kind of like grows and puffs up, hence the name. So depending on if you want like a little bit of puff, if you want a lot, is more or less how much you're going to want to put on. I find that I don't even need to necessarily squeeze the bottle. I just kind of like let it come out, and it really puffs up. I mean, let's see if I can show you some of these guys. Like some of them have a lot of puff on them, which is so fun. But you know, I find like less is more, kind of a thing. So, I don't know. There was really no rhyme or reason. I kind of kept to the edges of my bows, and I'm kind of doing lines, although you could easily do like dot. Oh, see, that one came out fast. Woo! Do dots if you kind of wanted like snowballs or whatever, but the snow is like technically just kind of hanging on these limbs. And I guess I debated on whether to put the puff paint on first. Whoops. Wow, that came out fast. Put the puff paint on first and then heat it, but I figured it was just easier to do this way. So I don't know. I like to work in like little short spurts. So I did all that. Now, once I turn my heat tool on, be careful because it's liquid, so it's going to, can you see that? Ooh, how fun is that? And over here, it really just grows. And I got one over there. Come on. Am I good? I think I'm good. So I like to work in like little spurts. So I did like that, and then I'll come over here and do a little bit over here. Because it is liquid, I would assume that it would dry. And the whole idea is it has to be able to heat while it's still wet. So I wouldn't work in too large a surface. Just like with our Stampin' blends, the same thing. Like we say, kind of work in a small surface at a time. I would say the same thing. So there's the liquid. And once we bring the heat tool, ooh, it's so fun. It is so fun. I thought like heat embossing was fun, but this is just, oh, I think it needs a little bit more. This is just so fun. Hard to tell. Sometimes if you don't dry it enough and you come back, it'll keep growing. So let's work on this guy. He's my last one. Oh, and I think I missed a little bit there. So no rhyme or reason. Wherever you think that maybe a little snow would be laying on the pines is kind of where I'm putting it. Whoops. What's everybody saying? I have to get that in play. Oh my goodness, Terry, it's so much fun. Like, so much fun for our winter scene, for snowmen, with these bows. I love it with these bows. Oh, Lori says, no, I need that. Okay, last one. Here we go. Heat it up. Ooh, so fun. It's like so entertaining to do, I have to tell you. It really is just, it's so much fun. Except, I think I want a little bit over here more. Sorry. Yeah, once this, I'm done. I feel like it's like you could just keep going though. Like, hold me back. As I was doing it earlier, my daughter was watching a movie, and it was really funny because normally if I'm like heat embossing, it's like and I'm done. But because I had to like stop and start it so much, she's like, "What are you doing?" She was trying to watch a movie. I'm just gonna see. Okay, I think we're good. I like it. Okay, again, so if you didn't have the specific ribbon or you didn't want to add pine cones, I think the card just like this is kind of fun. It adds just a nice little extra element of texture to the card, which is really nice. Would the puff paint work on a Santa hat or beard? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing is I would practice with it first. Again, because it comes out really quickly, and yeah, I would definitely practice with it. But for sure, the little like knob on the end of his hat, so cute. Great idea. Have the kids made a card with that yet? No. Terry, I'm not that brave. I barely let them touch anything else of my stuff. No Puffy. Okay, I already went ahead and cut out pine cones. So all I did is I used snowmen. Oh yes, absolutely. Definitely for snowmen. It's actually, so if you look in the catalog, maybe you might have even flipped right past it. I believe it is with, I don't know where it is. Hold on. Yeah, it's with actually the Let It Snow suite. So the puff paint is on page 19. It's right down here. You might have even easily missed it, but I'm trying to see. Over here, it looks like they made like little snowballs with it, like snow falling. And it's used like throughout the catalog too, which is really fun. Okay, so I used the 2 outline pine cones. I cut those out in early espresso cardstock, and then the ones with the detail I cut out in crumb cake. I'm bad, Terry. Terry, this is like my time. These are like my gems. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a good sharer. I guess if they were like next to me, I would. But they would definitely need supervision, and they would definitely have to practice. I guess I am bad. It's like, you know, they have their toys, and these are mommy's toys. Don't mess with my toys. So I just put some liquid glue and what's that called? Layered one over the other. They are toys for adults. That is the honest truth. You know what's funny? Because like everybody has something. Like some people, I can't even think. Some people love to cook, and that's their thing. And some people love to exercise, and that's what they invest in, and that's what they do for themselves. But crafting is definitely mine. It's what I do for me. It's what relaxes me. I almost put that on backwards. It's how I like to spend my time, you know, for me. So I don't know. I guess I'm a little selfish, but I don't share easily. I guess I could, but maybe not. Okay, so again, I think I just used plain old snail adhesive to adhere these pine cones down, but I think for you guys, I'm going to use the tear and tape again. And I've said it before because I've used it a couple of times. You know what I mean? This thing, I think I've had, now I'm getting down to the end, and I have, let's see. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Okay, so look how big this thing comes. Look what's left. This is such an investment. It's not expensive, but it's well worth it. If you do not have tear and tape adhesive, I highly recommend it. It will last you forever. And it's just one of those things, it's like a tool in your toolbox. It's just kind of great to have on hand. So, okay, I think I did this one. I kind of did them a little bit up because I didn't want my little bow there completely covered. So I kind of, it's off. It's not on the label. It's definitely up. And lastly, I wanted to add a little bit of ribbon. So I'm using the Poppy Parade. Oh, it's got a longer name, but it's number 147813. This is returning ribbon in the annual catalog. Beautiful, beautiful ribbon. And the only way I'll do a ribbon if it's not baker's twine is a fork ribbon, because I'm just not good at them and I don't ever like the way they come out otherwise. So if you're not, I've done it before again, so you might have, might already know this trick. But if not, you just take your ribbon. And I usually, actually, this is like a kitchen fork, but I just leave it in my craft drawer. And you wrap it around with that open end on the back. And you fold over your ribbon here and go through the middle. So I've also seen it done with like a comb, like a, like the big combs. So if you want like a bigger ribbon, you can widen it, but I'm fine with a fork. So right now I have part of it in the back, and then this part I just pull through the middle as well. And because it's easier to tie a bow when it's not attached, oops, I do give it a little bit of a cut, and then I just tie the back. If you're not familiar with this technique, I highly recommend it. It will give you a pretty bow every single time, no matter what the texture of it is. And then all you do is you slip it off and kind of fluff it. Look at that. Perfect bow every single time. Now, if it's like baker's twine or something like that, that's a lot easier to maneuver for me. But anything else, this is usually my go-to. I think maybe I'll do that. I was going to trim the tails after, but maybe I'll trim them first. I usually like long tails, but I think I'm going to go a little shorter today. Are they even? I guess they're kind of even. Hi, Michelle. Good evening. Hello, hello. Okay, and all I did to adhere it is I want them up. So I put a glob of glue, literally a glob of glue, where I want it. And then what I do is I put my bow down. And then, oops, all my blocks have stamps on them. Hold on. I take a block and I literally leave it there. Sorry for the shine. I leave it there. The block is applying the pressure to it and I walk away. And then in about, 10, 15 minutes, I come back and it's dry. So there we go. That's tonight's card. Ta-da. I'm telling you, the puff paint is so fun. So fun. I love it. Actually, these tails are really long compared to the other ones. Sorry, that was a random thought. I gotta trim them a little. There we go. I think it still is kind of long. Anyways, hello, Mother. I know you're in Cancun right now. Way to rub it in. If you have been watching and haven't left a comment yet and would like a chance to win tonight's card, definitely do so. It doesn't even have to be words. It could be an emoji. And right as soon as I'm done, I will draw a name from my pile here, and someone's going to win tonight's card. Oh, don't even think twice about it, Amy. Life is busy now. The kids are back to school. Thanks, Terry, so much. Oh, thanks, Lynn. And if you have any questions or need a new catalog, please get a hold of me. I would be happy to pop one in the mail for you and help you with any of your stamping or crafting needs. But that's it for tonight. Hi, Tina. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll be back next week, same time, same place, and I hope to see you then. Take care, everyone. Have a great, great night. Thank you for watching.